Hey, what is up guys? GuitarRock here, welcome back to another Brown Dust 2 video. Alright, if you guys are not aware, there's a new popularity poll that you can vote for your favorite characters. This is going to be for the next anniversary. Alright, currently we are at 1.5 anniversary. So this is going to be happening until January 6th. So make sure you guys take advantage. You can vote every single day. I'll definitely talk a little bit more about this separately. But in this video, I want to cover the patch notes and what is happening this week. Alright, if you guys are not aware, we got Bunny Celia going on. Alright, so let's talk a little bit more about Bunny Celia. Okay, so because a lot of you guys have told me a little bit more extra details about her. Because in the previous video, I compare Bunny Celia with Bunny Celia. Now that is going to be the case. Oh, by the way, there's this 10 free tickets going on right now. So let me bring up Bunny Celia and Bunny Celia and talk a little bit more about the case-by-case scenario of where you're going to use the... did I say Bunny Celia? I meant to say the Bright Celia. So they both serve a very similar purpose in terms of increasing the chain stacks. Alright, you can see right here, costume. Alright, so Celia, increase property damage, increase attack stacks by additional 1 chain for everyone surrounding her, alright, and creates energy, guard, etc. However, Bunny Celia is not the same in terms of she does provide chain stacks, but only to herself. Alright, so keep that in mind. So if you're trying to like combo it with someone else, it's going to be a little bit tricky. So this is going to be the case for Bunny Celia. Alright, so you can see at +1, 4 turns each attack stacks an additional 1 chain. Alright, and that is going to apply to her stacks. So basically, you're not going to get the full effect if you don't +4 her. Alright, let me see if I can bring up this particular one. So she is going to be a very strong character if you are looking to tackle 2 particular areas, that is a Fiend Hunter and Guild Race. Now this is where it comes in, right? My previous video where I talk about the priority of which character to +5, right? I'm not talking about the perspective of Fiend Hunter or Guild Race in specific. I think a lot of people misunderstood the concept of the video. The video was meant to be, if you can +5 any character, who should be the priority overall in terms of in the game. Alright, which character is going to give you the most value. And I did say that Bunny Eclipse is the best one. Now the reason why I say that is because Bunny Eclipse is going to be a very unique character. There's no one that competes with her in what she does. Now you could argue that you don't really need that extra damage that she provides at +5. That could be a thing, but for a lot of damage dealers, ideally, alright, she is pretty much a damage dealer herself, even though she doesn't do as high damage as Bunny Loan. If you don't +5 them, you are getting a very inferior version of them. But for Bunny Celia, you can sort of get away with +1. Alright, this is what she does. So at +1, you can see she becomes a 3 SP. Now if you go up to +2, she does a little bit more damage. +3, she does a little bit more damage. And +4, she increased this to 6 turns. So that's going to enable her to combo with her other costume. So her next 2 costume will be able to do a lot of chain. Now the problem is, if you are a new player, do you get Bunny Celia, right? Because you still need the other 2 costumes, so she's much more of an expensive character to invest in, right? She's going to be a very expensive one because of that case. I feel like you don't really need to go all the way, alright? Because especially like right now in the content, with Guild Race, you can always borrow character. Now, let me show you guys my current ranking. By the way, I don't think we are currently recruiting or anything. But you can see in the current guild, we're currently at 1.8%, right? So this is going to be everyone in my guild. So if you have, you know, even one person in your guild that have a Bunny Celia +4 or +5, they can easily borrow you. Alright, you always have that option. Now sure, you might argue that, okay, what if you don't have other characters, or what if you need other characters? So that's going to be depend on the roster entirely. Alright, it is going to be a very complex one. I honestly think that there's a lot of situations where you can get away with Celia, Bright Celia with Hikage and Zenith. We have seen that combo going on more and more. Now sure, there are going to be some Fiend Hunter that you might not be able to apply that combo with. But Bunny Celia is sadly just one of the few characters that is going to be that plug and play character, because you can replace it with other characters, for example like amplification character. You can also replace her with there's also a few other options, right? So also, if you guys are not aware, if you are new, especially if you are new, now if you're a veteran player, you're looking to tackle the hardest content in the game, I can see the perspective if you want to +4 Bunny Celia and you see the value in her. But if you are slightly on the newer side, depending on when you start, and if you don't have her yet, which is this character that's coming very soon, B rank Idol Helena, I highly recommend getting her instead. Because B rank Idol Helena is going to fit more teams overall, alright? Whereas Bunny Celia is going to only be specifically... She's definitely not a must-have. I think people that say it's a must-have are just looking from it from an endgame perspective. She's very strong, but trust me when I say this, you can get away to reach level 10 Fiend Hunter easily. Alright, and I mean that genuinely as someone here who actually owns her at +1. Right, you can go back and look at all my Fiend Hunter guides. I can reach level 10 usually by the 3rd or 4th day. Alright, as someone that actually has a Bunny Celia +1, now obviously I will try to get her to +4. But you can see, I literally have a +1 for 1 whole year. Alright, she came out last year. This is going to be my roster. And I never struggle, alright? At least not in guild raids, not in Fiend Hunter. PvP, you're definitely not going to use her. Bunny Eclipse is going to be way better. The Tower of Salvation, you're definitely not going to be able to use her because there's too much RNG. She's going to need her other 2 costumes. So there's always going to be those other factors to consider if you're looking from the game at the overall perspective, which I think a lot of people misunderstood the purpose of that video when I make it. They are looking from it from an endgame perspective, which is very wrong. I never make a final decision based upon just endgame. You gotta look at it from every content, and that's going to be how it is, right? So yeah, the truth is, if you want to, +1 is a decent stopping point. If you can't afford to go all the way, you want to get +1, alright? Ideally, if you can, still get 1 copy, right? Because it's still going to be pretty good. 1 copy, her SP is going to be a little bit higher, but you still can cycle through easily in a lot of situations. But +4, it's going to increase the turns, so therefore she synergizes with her other 2 costumes, and that's going to be that. As for her skill potential, it increased the magic damage, and +5 is not going to be worth it. She is not a damage dealer. Increasing her multiplier from 105% to 125% is a waste of your magic crystals. I don't think anyone should do it unless you're a Giga Whale. Alright, if you're a Giga Whale, you plan to spend a lot of money, then sure, go with that. But other than that, you can see magic damage, magic attack. Over here, she gets like 15, she gets like 35% more magic attack. So it's going to increase this to 160, right? So I'm not sure if that's like needed, right? But if you want, ideally, if you're in a hardcore guild, or you're looking to like be in the hardcore rankings of Fiend Hunter for whatever reason, usually Fiend Hunter people just want to go all the way to level 10 to be able to get all the tickets. But if you're trying to go to level 15 or whatever, like even higher, right? I can see that, right? If you are a whale, sure. But yeah, keep in mind, Bunny Celia is not going to be added to the Powder of Hope because she's also a limited character. Now, if you have limited pools, my advice is Bunny Lord N is still there. Bunny Eclipse is still there. Wait until the last day so that you can make a better decision, because you never know, you can get them for free. And B rank Idol Helena, please get her, alright? She needs the +5. She is going to be the priority for most players, or even Diana, I might argue, might also be more important right here, right? So we have plenty of important characters coming. So yeah, those are going to be my perspective, my opinion. And yeah, let's see you guys in the next one. Make sure you guys subscribe, give this video a like, and yeah, take care. Merry Christmas, guys. I think it's going to be tomorrow for most parts of the world, so today should be Christmas Eve for some of you, depending, right? But yeah, Merry early Christmas, have a nice day, goodbye.